Support for this podcast comes from the patrons at patreon.com/FML FPL. Okay! Welcome to FML FPL, I'm ALON.
What's Walsh?
Another game week in the books. The house always wins. How you doing? How you feeling?
Not great.
Not great?
Not great.
So the big
Not
news
great on
since
all
we last
counts.
potted, you popped your wild card on deadline day on Friday. We have to start there. Like, what made you do it? And we need the full team rundown because, you know, I'm sure
I don't even want to
didn't
talk
even know.
about it. Who cares?
We gotta talk about it. Everyone cares, including me.
I mean, Kevin and I would have had 8 players or whatever last week if I didn't wild card, and I already did my 2 transfers early, and it was just a fucking shit show.
Yeah.
I didn't want to and didn't calculate how many points my old team would have gotten. It probably was about the same as what I did get this week, but it's just not going well for me. You know, I had game week 1. I was like, oh, I know how to do this again. I'm good at this game, and I haven't gotten a green arrow all year. I'm just wild card, 58 points. I'm almost at 2 million. I'm just terrible. I'm just fucking terrible at this, dude. It's
God
insane.
damn it. Yeah,
It's
4
just
straight reds
insane.
is really tough. So walk me through the team. I mean, I think it's a classic. It's an FPL classic at this point to get a red after a wild card week. It's just like the thing that happens, but hopefully your team's set up for the medium long term. But so walk me through the team. So you stuck with Ryan.
Yeah, I don't know anything about goalkeepers. I don't even pretend to. I've been very transparent that I have no idea what to do when you're picking a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So I just decided to pick a goalkeeper who I thought had a good fixture on paper, who ended up giving up 0 shots on target for the second time this season, 0 shot attempts for the first time in 17 years in the Premier League, which I doubled on with Lamptey. And of course, you know, no shot attempts against, 3 points combined. Thank you. Thank you for that.
That
Basically,
pen call was
it's not great.
historic.
You know, Martinez Emmy certainly looked on paper the better option, and I'm not saying Ryan's better. He's probably not. But what I do know is every year, without fail, I switch my goalkeeper in my first. This is the first time since I started playing that I didn't switch my goalkeeper in my wild card in the first wild card.
Yeah.
And every time I do it, I get rid of someone who's been bad, and I get someone who's been good. And they switch spots.
Yeah.
Like the guy I get sucks, and the guy I bin starts getting points again.
They
and
space jam each other immediately.
yes, exactly. So I'm just whatever. Ryan, you know, no save points on the year, no problem. Keeping up 1 point per game, basically per year, no problem. Take a sip of water, get a yellow card. It's great. He's great.
The 1T. Yeah, the 1T.
1T. No 2Ts. Not good enough for 2Ts. His parents did not want to give him normal Matthew.
All right, back
Matthew.
line.
Yeah, no, but it's with 1T.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got it now.
Yeah,
Okay.
cool.
How many
it's the
times
new
has he
hipster
done
trend. Yeah. Yeah, Matt with one. He's so rehearsed. I'm sure he just every
Could you
time he says
imagine?
his name, he says Matt with 1T.
Kindergarten, first grade,
Yeah.
second grade,
Yeah.
third grade,
Yeah.
doctor's office, dentist, every time.
Voter registration, DMV, fucking everything he's ever done.
No, sorry, 1T.
Yeah.
What? Excuse me? Where is
Matt,
there an
but hold
extra
the
T?
All right, so then backline, you went 5-4-5s. So I feel like that
was
so
very
far
off book.
looks good because there's no
Defenses
cleans
are bad.
in the league
Yeah.
right now.
No, yeah, super off book. You know, I was definitely looking at one of Trent or Robbo, and, you know, just thinking more about Adrian and what I could get for going, you know, putting 2.5 million more into attack. And that upgrade looked so much better to me than getting, you know, another budget player and one of the defenders. So yeah, I just went with 4-5s. I got Lamptey, Dallas, Taylor, Joel Ward, classic, and Kyle Walker-Peters. I just wanted to spread it around. Not all of those are super attacking. Taylor and Ward, obviously not the most attacking players. But I just wanted to get a reasonable sampling of teams I think are somewhat reasonable / decent.
Yeah.
And they're just nailed. I don't have to think about it. They're all 4 or 5, and I'm going to be able to find 3 of those 5 each week to play, and I feel fine with that, you know?
Yep.
And the Villa, I was looking at some Villa guys, and there were a lot of guys I was looking at for the defense. West Ham guys, Villa guys, and this is just what I landed on. I did it in like a day and a half. I really didn't think about it until Wednesday, Thursday, seriously started tinkering.
Yeah,
so
Friday
I
my life, you said you had like
a
a few ideas because you realized that you might have to wildcard, and then Friday is the only day. Yeah.
But I think that's
it
good.
Looks good, though.
Like, I think having all these shitty 4 or 5s is good, I
mean, in hindsight, it's like kind of crazy to not have a Villa guy in hindsight. But otherwise, all the picks seem pretty reasonable. Like you said, like Lamptey, Walker-Peters, Dallas, all attacking on decent teams. And then Ward and Taylor are terrible players, but on the most defensive teams. So
I mean, I was looking at Konza and Target, and I didn't go there. So I definitely.
And Konza was the 0.1 too much. I think if he was 4 or 5, he would have been nailed in your. Yeah,
I couldn't find a 4-4 guy that I liked. Was a big issue with him. I didn't want to get Jamal Lewis. So all right, so that was defense, and then I put it all into midfield. I mean, I put Son in. I didn't think too much about it. I was just like, I don't want to overthink this.
Yeah.
Get Son, he looks good. He's out of position, kind of. He's pretty cheap. And so Son, that was good. I got stuck with Mo. I really kept like 3 players.
Yeah.
I stuck with Mo. I put Raz in. I got Mane, and I got Pulisic. So
I feel like all the picks explain themselves, but talk to me about Pulisic and talk to me about no James or like anyone, budget guy, like no James, no Jack.
Grealish,
like,
Well, I knew I would get 4 goals from my 5 midfielders, so I needed to get one that wouldn't score so I could captain them. So I picked Pulisic to captain. Okay. That was number 1 consideration.
Yeah. Balance.
Next to that,
balance in the universe.
Yeah. I was basically, what I do when I do my first wild card besides get red arrows is think about like who am I going to want in a couple weeks and where is it going to go wrong? Like what would I if I wake up after the game week and look at my team, and players blank, where am I going to be upset? And I don't fully trust the attacks of the like of Villa, and I mean James. We saw it again, right? They played a real team, and he was more withdrawn, right? He's playing in right mid. He wasn't he was just playing his position. And this year, we have so many midfielders not playing their positions. So that was another thing I was considering. Well, I obviously knew Pulisic would be playing right back for most of the game because he's usually there, which was great. Thanks, Franklin. But otherwise, all 5 of these players are out of position, right? They're all basically strikers or auxiliary striker kind of guys, and I just wanted to get goals in midfield. Like all 5 of these players have hat tricks that have hat tricked and have hat tricks in their locker.
Yep.
And I like, that's what I like because
and they're all basically fixture proof, right? Like once Chelsea's full strength, there's no bad fixture really for any of these guys.
Yeah, definitely. So I that's really where I put everything was just in midfield. Like, you get the clean sheet point, you get the extra point for the goal, all that shit. And I just found that looked the best place to put my money. And I really loved getting Mane in because was so good before he got COVID. Like all 3 of those games, he just looked great, and he was fucking amazing again. He obviously had the assist that didn't get got.
Yeah,
and he had another really good chance. He flashed wide. I mean, he looked really good. So yeah, I think that my midfield is just really good.
It's really fucking good. Yeah,
so I like that.
Everyone is like transferring in all of these players.
Yeah. And then I kept DCL up top, and then I have Brewster. I mean, Brewster I'm starting every week right now, so obviously didn't look good against Fulham. Played 20 minutes, was really bad for 20 minutes. But the good thing about it is he started the tried and trusted combo of McGoldrick and McBurney, and they didn't fucking do shit. I mean, McBurney was just missing everything for fun, and they didn't score a goal until he looked to the bench and brought Brewster and Sharp and, changed it.
Yep.
So I would be actually flabbergasted and just completely shocked if Brewster doesn't start against Liverpool next week, even though he didn't look good in the 25.
He's got
Wilder
to.
said he could only go 50 or something, so he's like, I'll just play him off the bench. So he's got to throw him out.
Yeah, the starts are coming soon. Yeah.
And I know the fixtures are bad and stuff, but this is the accommodation I made to get the midfield. And that's it. I mean, do I expect him to get, 8, 9, 13? Like, no, but he's 4, 5. And I expect that having all the extra heavies in mid are going to make up for, if he goes 2, 2, 7, 2, 5, 2, 9, like that's kind of what I expect from Brewster. So, so that's the team. And I think it's good. I miss Cap and I suck. So that's also the summation, I think,
Man.
I don't know, dude. I fucking get a red hair every week. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know.
Your team's set up for success, not short term, long term.
The Brighton really fucked me up, dude, honestly.
Yeah, I'm in.
They had no shot attempts allowed.
No, I'm in. Yeah.
Not an attempt.
And the pen.
And I have 2 defense, double, and not an attempt. They have 3 points.
And the pen.
God. I mean, this is the thing. I'm looking at my defense, dude. I have fucking 1 Ryan, 2 Lamptey, 2 Dallas, 5 Taylor. No shot attempt from Palace in my double D. Under 1 XG, team XG for Wolves and West Brom. I have fucking 1 clean from this shit.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's the season
ridiculous.
of no cleans. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like, this is the thing I was telling fucking Lauren. I was talking to my wife. Obviously, I always just rant. We go on our walks and with the dog and the baby, and I just talk about it. She doesn't listen half the time, and I just talk to myself.
Yeah. She knows you need to get it out.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't hit a captain fucking since game week 1, and every week is like Trossard hits the post 3 times. Oh, first time it happened in 8 years. I'm like, oh, cool. Or 12 or whatever. It's like every week I have something that's just insane like that.
Like record-breaking bullshit. It's
really fucking me up.
It isn't good. It's not a good place to be.
So,
but I still do. Enough. I actually do believe what I said, though. I think you're set up mid-long term. Like, your mids are insane. Everyone wants every single one of these players for the foreseeable future. They're all really good.
Yeah. When I tell myself that over and over, it doesn't make my red arrows green, though, is my issue.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. No. So, how'd you do?
I don't know
Flyer?
what color you can combine with red to make green, but I don't think it exists, so.
I also don't think it exists.
You just get brown. Whatever you do, it's just brown.
It's white and then green. Like you make it white again.
Yeah. Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
Doing that calculation in my head was really difficult. I flew this
5,
week. 77 flew. It was all about Timo Cap. Trusted, preseason evaluations, and just Southampton being Southampton. It went. Sometimes shit just goes exactly to script, Like, obviously, we're not right about everything, wrong all the time, but sometimes it's just like, Southampton play a really high line. Their defenders all suck dick. They're going to get behind. The superstars are back on the pitch,
This is like the same,
out.
This is the same with Pulisic, right? We were both like, good. Like, we did it.
Great.
And then I was just realizing, I was like, last time I captained Timo and he blanked, they scored 3 goals. I'm on 6 Chelsea goals. With my captains, have gotten no involvement. What are the odds of that?
Yeah, very low. And Pulisic played on the right.
I keep making it all about me. I feel.
But this is a big.
I
mean, you wildcard is such a big moment. But I mean,
Timo 32.
Pulisic, there's no way of knowing he's going to play out of position on the right side and just be like a ball progressor. He's like the most. He was their best attacker all season last season. Whenever he played, he scored goals. And then Frank's just like, no, you're just going to shuttle the ball forward and not be in the box.
Mount. He asks, before he picks a team sheet, he asks Mount, where do you want to play this weekend? And then he picks the 10 around
It's ridiculous. I mean, you got so unlucky there. There's no way that if
he was
Pulisic's
playing Kai. was
Yeah.
playing game week 1, that Brighton game. Like, it was just like right back, shit ass fucking spot, doing nothing.
Yeah.
That's the same thing that he was doing in that game.
Because especially on Chelsea, it's bad because Chilwell attacks a lot. He's in the final third all the time, but Aspil just stays back mostly or fucks up when he goes forward. So Pulisic just has to cover the entire right side by himself. It's just terrible for him. But yeah, I nailed the Timo caps. That was huge. Starting off the week with the 32 is just ridiculous. And then peppered in some other stuff, classic DCL goal, Foden rebound assist to a Sterling goal. So that was nice. Defenders all did nothing. VVD out for the fucking season. Not great. But then Emmy with the 9-pointer just sewed it all up.
What is that like to get a 9 from goalkeeper?
I mean,
what is that?
Talking to Chucky, right? Like, everyone was shocked.
I can't handle him, dude.
Everyone was so shocked
right
that I have Emmy because he's actually the best keeper in fantasy. And I have him, and I usually fuck my keeper for like every season running consecutive years. But right now, he's just flying. Villa are flying. It's incredible. 9 points from a keeper is auto green, as well as 32 points in your cap is auto green. So I just flew. I went up like $1 million. I'm 1.7 million now, so I'm trending upwards.
Good job, man.
Yeah, I mean, I have 2 frees. I don't have any Spurs attackers. I have VVD out for the season. So there's things, but I have 2 frees. So hopefully, can get there. Let me update. What?
That was a long our team section.
Well, they're always short unless we're on Wildcard. It was the same. We gave the same, warning to everyone when I wildcarded that it was going to be a longer one. So here we are. Let me update the league. Shout out to FML FPL Prize Leagues. There's Mug League. 3 leaders for October so far. I think there's just 1 game week left. Oh, no, 2 game weeks left in October. A lot of action still. So Chris Mallon, El Malacticos in first, Ka Yung Lung, a.k.a. Private KY in second, and Drew Babinez, a.k.a. Foden Laundry Ain't Eze in third. And then Marcus Henry.
That's quite the name.
Yeah, it's just like how many puns can I fit in this many characters? And then shout out leader of the public league, Marcus Henry, a.k.a. Alice in Wonderland. Hopefully Allison's back soon. All right, dude. So, maybe we should just start with Spurs and just bang that out because obviously we got a bunch of Spurs questions. So, aforementioned Private KY, have you changed your opinion on Spurs attack since the last pod? Attack looked good in the first half. Second half was a bit less.
I even honored that question.
What?
From fucking Spud Boy in Discord.
It's the thing we're going to talk about. Balsky
Matt says this. Koizera says this.
Yeah,
Corey
exactly.
says this. Like, oh, yeah, great guys.
Balsky said Kane or Son, and then Bry said, is it worth getting Kane for 3 good fixtures, given he then has 3 out of 4 bad ones? Am I point chasing, or are the Spuds good enough that it's okay? So you went with Son. I mean, it's getting ridiculous to ignore them, I think. I actually missed the game, but then I went back and watched the entire first half today. Yeah. Because I was like, it's important. I need to see this. I can't just live it through. Like, they had 4 shots and 3 goals. I'm like, I can't just rely on the numbers for this. I don't know. Where are you at? Where are you at on Kane? I mean, obviously you backed Son, so we don't need to spend as much time there.
I mean, Kane looks like he's on song, right? You just don't think too much about it. If you have an easy route, you just do it, I think. They're obviously... They have good players. That's the thing. I was watching the game and realizing, Winks isn't playing anymore. Like, they're not carrying play. Like, Lucas isn't in anymore. Like, they're playing good players now. They have good fullbacks. They don't have a fucking... Davis that they have to carry who just doesn't know how to attack. So they didn't create a lot. They scored on their few shots like you mentioned, right? Mm-hmm. But they have really individual good players in all of these positions. I mean, they have GLC on the bench and Dumbelli looks good. Bale came in and had a sitter that he fucked up. I mean, they're going to be probably still more of the same, and it's not going to be volume. Like, we saw them kind of turtle a little bit.
Yeah.
But they just have the individual skills there, and the players look good. And I mean, Kane and Son, they have a good understanding, right? I mean, we don't talk too much about that kind of thing, but they've been playing together for a few years, so they do. You see when Kane drops deep and Son makes a run, like he doesn't have to look up; he knows where he's going to be. Mm-hmm. He just looks down, and he like finds him, like those kind of things that you don't pick up in the first season of playing with someone, but they look good. They look like they're playing well. And again, I mean, like Højbjerg's been really good. Their defense obviously is in shambles. Their two worst players every single week on the team should are the center backs now that Winks is out.
Yeah. I mean, between all the guys, they're all bad.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the attacking players, even though they don't attack a lot, are good. So they're going to probably keep scoring goals and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, Son's good. Son's always good. When he's fit, he's good in FPL.
Yeah,
he's 9.3 now, but he's he's like $1.5 million cheaper than Kane. Kane's fine too, but I still feel like it's one of those things where you look across the premiums and they're all fucking really good. So like, I can't sit here and say Mane is so much worse than Kane. It's like, I know he doesn't have 15 returns in 5 game weeks, but I still feel like it's team dependent, and you don't rip it up and get rid of your don't get rid of Salah or Raz to get. So like, they're all really good. I don't know. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, I think.
What do you think?
I think it's of note that they're the cheapest, Kane and Son. I mean, that's
compared to the other. Yeah.
So like, if you're building a wildcard team or whatever, that's a huge draw, obviously, because you feel like you're getting in premium value for $1.5 million less than Salah, for example. So I think that's good. But I mean, you nailed it. I think that simple realization of like, wow, all of their bad players of the last 4 years are not in the team anymore, except maybe Sissoko, is like, that's huge.
I think he's been good.
And
I mean, he's been good. He's been really good, dude.
He's not asked to do.
That's the thing.
A lot of the things that he used to be,
that he's bad at.
Yeah,
like he's like a good. He's just pressing, getting
box to box press, etc. And Højbjerg can do everything Winks does times 10.
Højbjerg's really good.
He's just such a move player.
He's really good.
He's just such a move player. You don't have to be flashy.
So
you just have to be efficient. And like you were saying, the partnership with Kane and Son. I mean, again, like that's just so moo. That's so. They play route one. Like they're not passing.
Dog face Hazard.
Yeah, they're not passing like in the box and like tiki-taka, cutback, pet balls.
Like
they're literally
bang, bang.
route one, fucking long ball, Kane, flick on, Son, 1-2 goal.
Yeah.
And it's just like, so I mean, sneak preview, I brought in Kane already, because, so that answers Brian's question of, no, I mean, when they're looking like this, to me,
you just do it.
The most important thing with Kane isn't the eye test, it's just like the fitness, I mean, that's been the main thing of the last 2 years, has just been a lot of bad players in the team and an unfit Kane, and those two things are eradicated, so I'm in.
I mean, he has 12 returns in 5 weeks.
He just looks so good.
What?
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to score like a goal worldy from outside the box every week, but he is going to get huge chances every week and pens. It's simple. It's simple.
Yeah,
they're just fucking good. And honestly, like, Europa League was a concern for us also in the preseason.
The squad's enormous.
They added so many players.
Yeah, they have an actual B team that can play the whole Europa League.
Yeah, and
that's what
And honestly, more important to that is like top 4 is wide open.
Yeah.
Like,
well, they're going to be drawing. They keep snatching defeat out of the jaws of victory.
I know, but I'm saying it's there. Like, in preseason, it was like maybe 4th. One team can sneak into 4th or something. And now it's like Liverpool are the weakest they've been in 3 years. City are the weakest they've been in 3 years.
I'm not going to entertain that. But yeah, I think that's 3rd and 4th,
objective fact, though. I
mean, okay, but that's saying, instead of 100 points, or they'll get 88 or something. Like, okay, they're still going to finish.
For a team like Spurs, it's like maybe we can get a point off them. That's a big difference.
3rd and 4th, definitely there for Spurs.
Yeah, and Chelsea's defense. Yes.
We'll see about that this year.
And United, it's just like, they're just looking good. They're looking good. So that's Spurs. Okay, speaking
wait. What about Bale at 9.5? What do you think about this guy here?
It's a fucking joke. I'm not
What's a
interested.
joke? Because he's golfing or what?
Listen,
He came on and played 5 seconds and had a sitter.
Yeah, and it was
He's
sick,
9'5".
and he dribbled him, and it was sick, and Bale's great, and he's really cool, and he used to be really good, but until he starts, like, multiple games in a row and doesn't get injured, I'm just like, why are we paying 0.5 more than Son, you know?
Okay. I'm saying, maybe it's a both. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Well,
But
the
no,
one
I definitely
thing, though,
would like to see
actually,
some starts.
speaking of Bale, though, the one thing that's weird is that it's not like a normal mood team to have like another goal scorer
like
up there. Yeah.
No, but it kind of
So
is.
I'm curious how it's going to work.
Because Kane's playing midfield, really. Like he's that.
Yeah, he drops back.
And a half kind of spot.
Oh,
So,
yeah, the Grace article on it.
Yeah, so the two of them running as those extra like forward runners should work fine. I mean, he's been doing it with Lukash and Bergwijn since
but they do a lot of
while.
work. But they do a lot of work. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but now maybe he's going to be better off because they're going to have more possession because they have better players.
Yeah, maybe. I wonder, I mean, no one's getting Doc anyway. He's just not starting
he's
games.
Second choice now,
But yeah, I wonder if it hurts like Aurier Doc or something. Maybe they don't need the fullbacks to go as far forward if they have.
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know.
It'll
be interesting to see how it balances.
Basically, the thing that is, looking at this also just objectively is Mourinho's an actual fucking amazing manager, and they have really good players on their team now. Like they don't have shitty ass
it's the first
leftovers
thing you said.
from last year. I mean, even Reguilon, like that's fucking huge. The fact that he can now he has half of this. He had half the pitch that he couldn't open up with his fullback last year because he didn't have fucking left back who knew his ass from his elbows. Danny Rose sucks.
It's all the bad players that we mentioned.
Yeah,
it's insane.
It's so we'll see. Spurs Renaissance.
Yeah, I mean, and it's Moo's second year. I know that's like lore or whatever, but it's actual. Like it's consistent.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they actually collapsed and lost.
Oh, completely collapsed.
We've already been talking about that.
I don't care.
And
we're talking FPL.
As he goes to the presser and says, "My team is psychologically weak."
Yeah,
okay.
I don't care.
Second year,
I don't care.
No, I know. It's just hilarious.
It's so good.
We're talking about them. Meanwhile, they have 3 goals in 5 minutes and they have 1 point. Because all we give a shit about is fucking points. We're
just fantasy merchants.
Oh my god, it's so sick.
All right, so Simple Mug, Do It, Daniel Naylor all asking if Trent and Robbo are worth it with VVD out for the season, and then Graham and Jeff D asking Trent versus Robbo with Robbo's new role seemingly changed this year. Is there a shift in tactics?
Go ahead.
So it's 2 things. It's.
Do you want to have the VVD conversation out live on the pod? Because we are not in the same camp here.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. It's a nightmare. No one knows how it's going to play out. I would guess it probably makes them not worth it with how the defenses look so far, and then a huge downgrade in personnel. Without the cleans, their points are not looking that great for 7 and 7.5 million. Would be my guess. If I was wildcarding now, for example, there's no fucking chance I'd have them.
I still think Robbo's good. Like this is very reminiscent to me of like Baines Coleman, which is new this year because Robertson's playing this completely differently than he was playing last year. Like he's getting actual goal opportunities. Like last year he got all those points. And he's taking corners, which is not nothing, but how many like fucking little bullshit side pass assists did Robbo get last year? Like many. Mm-hmm. And now he's getting like chances created from passing in the box to another player in their box and shooting in the box. So he's the open play threat, and Trent is very much the set piece reliant threat, and also very much the every single team that plays against Liverpool overloads him.
I think that's the answer to the second question of the tactical thing. I think it's like Liverpool's response to how other teams are playing against them, not Liverpool's, tactics. Obviously, they'd prefer to do everything through Trent because he's better. Yeah, but other teams are overloading, so they're taking what they have. Yeah.
So I still think Robbo is a fine pick, but both definitely feels very loose at this moment. And That's it. But I still am looking at, if you have the team with Trenton, which is so many teams.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? Do you get rid? Because it's still like he's still a threat to double digit any game. And, do you really, you want to save and then double swap, or do you need to be able to make a big upgrade to get rid of him? Because he's still good. Like, it's still a good player.
Of course. Like, and it's not an urgent move in any team, I don't think, because of all the things you just said. And Liverpool are still going to be a good team, and Klopp's still a great manager, but
Allison also sounds pretty close, honestly.
Yeah, he's close. But in a double move where you're taking someone like I went Wood to Kane, or like, you're getting a Spurs guy, you're getting another premium guy, you're getting a captain, you're fixing some other hole in your team, that's where I would look to make the move. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's both questions, basically. I mean, it's a huge blow, and we'll see.
They're still going to keep, 13, 15 cleans.
Maybe, yeah. I hope so. That would be great.
Yeah, they definitely will.
That would be a great thing to see. I think fitness is going to play a huge factor, too, for people considering, like, Gomez and Matip. Like, neither of them have shown the ability to stay fit.
Well, the other thing, too, is, one of them could be just second choice. Fabinho, to me, makes a lot of sense to play center back. I think he's better than both of them, even though he's played like 10 games at center back. He's
10? He's played like 3.
Whatever. He's so... No, well, but in his life, he's probably... But yeah, he's 10. He's so... Every time he plays center back, it's like, oh, he's fucking sick.
Yeah, he was just and
they
clean
definitely
up
don't
everything.
need him in... Yeah, they definitely don't need him in midfield anymore. They have many options there.
Well, Thiago's hurt after that Richarlison attempt at the ball.
Fine.
But yeah, the thing that I'm looking at for the tactics over the next 3 or 4 or whatever is like, I wonder how far forward the fullbacks are going to get. I wonder how high the line's going to be. We're used to them playing basically
it's gonna be the same
on the halfway line.
Shit.
But big part of that is that VVD just covers the entire defensive third.
But fine.
Dude, you're ridiculous. I don't even know what you're talking about. It's like the dumbest shit I've ever heard. I don't even know what you're saying.
Matip would cover... Gomez would cover the recovery pace anyway,
but
so
the
Matip
logic
will just play up also.
You can't think that VVD is the pretty much unanimous best defender in the world.
Yeah.
Runner-up player of the year.
But they're not going to change the way they play because he's out.
Transformative transfer in like 20 years at the club. And then he's out and be like, no, they're the same. You can't.
They're not the same.
You can't think
they're not
both
the
things.
same, but they're going to play the same way.
I don't think they can. I don't think they have the talent.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. He came out and what the fuck did they do? Did they drop back? Did they come? They did the same fucking shit.
They conceded 2-headed goals from nothing.
I don't
crosses.
give a shit about that, but I'm saying the way that they play. But the way that they played was the same style and form. Like everything was the same. They just were less good defensively.
Yeah, so they're going to be worse defensively if they play the same. So I think it may not last if they're bad.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Villa questions. We got a couple questions. Hemming said Barkley, Grealish, or Watkins for the long haul. And then Ozzy said, can we get your read on Villa, please, lads? I'm not convinced on the attack, but their defense looks great. Fullbacks advance. Not true. And CB is a threat from set pieces. We talked about Villa last week, just like which attacker do you want to get? I still think it's Jack. Barkley's getting some hype and stuff, but the defense seems to just be like, they're just like not conceding shit.
I think Leicester flattered them a lot because that Leicester team was very, very bad.
That 11 is like the worst 11 Leicester's put out in 6 years.
Ridiculous team. And they still did let up a lot of shots. Emmy made 5 saves. None of them, particularly good, but it's not like this was some dominating, overwhelming performance. That aside. 0.7
XG conceded and 11 shots is like really good. That's really good. It's not prime Liverpool City.
Really good?
But yeah, it's really good.
It's good. It's good. It's good. But Leicester were bad, and they cleaned Fulham and Sheffield United. I think it's a little bit overboard, honestly, because they haven't played anyone.
Yeah,
and they do have hard games coming up till Newcastle game week 11, like Leeds, Southampton, Arsenal, Brighton, West Ham. Yeah, they could keep a couple cleans there, but they could keep zero. I'm not that convinced by the clean. I still don't feel like this team is defensive because they have Doug Luiz and McGinn, and that's it. You know, Shield. Like I feel like and McGinn gets out of position a lot, and they're playing one real DM, and they have they have a lot of attackers.
I think
that's my concern with them. They don't play the
thing is
like
their
fucking Burnley or Palace
aren't attacking, and that's like maybe covering for the fact that they only have one DM. It's like they're not bombing on and stuff, but like I'm definitely I don't. It doesn't make sense that it works, right? That's like the problem.
No, it doesn't.
It's like
he
can't solo cover everything. McGinn and Barkley are just constantly sprinting forward with the ball. So I don't know. We'll see. They showed so far. It's been a long run of showing the form is the good thing, right? Like all post restart, they were fucking elite defensively.
I just don't care about that because they were playing a completely different system with like many different humans who were probably worse, but they were parked every game. From minute one they're parked from restart to game week 38. So they did great defensively. But now when I'm looking at them, they're still 4-5, right? You have these 4-5 routes, so you're not asking a lot. Mm-hmm. So it's certainly a good bet and a good pick when you look around the defenses, but I just think that I'm not saying this is an elite defense like with Wolves, right? Last year, the year before, when we're looking at all of these
I don't think we
signs
know
of this 5-3-2 like bus merchant team that doesn't play. Like this is an attacking team too. I watch them like this is an attacking, free flowing team, and that's just my.
So which attacker do you like best for Hemming's question?
I like Watkins by a lot because he's the cheapest.
He's so cheap.
Like I don't. That's cheap. The thing is, I think the million. He's 1.2 cheaper than Grealish. Like that's enough for me because it's still. We watched this game, right? They didn't create fucking shit. They looked horrible.
Jack ended up with like good stats actually. Because he creates everything that they ever create.
Yeah, and I mean his final ball was so bad against Leicester. He was like drunk or something. I don't know. He did all the hard things and then didn't do the easy thing. But I think with the million cheaper, when I'm looking at a team like Villa, who are a mixed bag to me in general, and they're going to have growing pains because they have like a brand new team and they're going to have ups and downs. I just when that's the case, I like going the cheaper option just in general.
I have a hard time. I feel like those prices are closer than they seem because forward is just more of like a premium slot, especially with like Kuhn, Kane emerging on top of like Werner exploding, and everyone has DCL and all that shit. So I don't know. I still think Jack is going to be a long-term, really good pick and just center
7-2 is still cheap.
Yeah. So
7-2 is still. I mean, but this is like both is like too much. I think. Yeah. Grealish. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Grealish is fine. See. The thing with Grealish, and the other reason why I didn't really want him that much is he's not like a goal scorer. He can score, but you see. I mean, this game, the Leicester game, is like a perfect case in point, right? And how many shots should he have had? Like 5.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous. No,
that's fair. Yeah,
and that's fair. That's like kind of what he's like. So that also for FPL anyway. I mean, real life, he's obviously fucking OP. He's a great player watching him in real life. But for FPL, I think he's
an avenues guy. I mean, we haven't discussed the avenues in a long time, but it's just like...
Especially with Horahan out.
Yeah, it's like just 4 key passes, high...
Did he take
0.65 XA? Like, that shit is...
Did he take any set pieces? Or Barkley was taking some? And
did they have any? I can't even remember.
No, whatever.
Okay, so that's Villa, and
Traore still Bertrand. I don't know what he's doing in training to be playing 4 minutes a game, and fucking Trezeguet is so bad.
Trezeguet ran out of legs in like the 60th minute. He's just so. I don't. He's just so limited. Like he works hard, he's respected, and then he just like runs out of steam, and it's just like
he has the nudes on Dino.
Yeah,
Trezeguet.
Oh God, what a horrifying thought. Dino nudes. And then we got a bunch of questions on just defense and defenders, and just because there's just no clean. So let me just read these. There's 4 questions here. Yo, Bill said, "Are there any premium defenders worth it?" I'm just gonna stop there and just that's the entire question because there's a lot of other words. Balsky and C-Type, best 5 million and under defender. Chucky, thoughts on PVA, and then Anshuman, who are 5.5 and under defenders with haul potential. So I don't know. Basically, everyone's just looking for any defenders that we can rely on or like for cleans, and there's not many.
Yeah, I think for me, I mean, nothing really changed from 2 days ago, but I put all 4 or 5 defenders in my team for a reason. You know, I don't see much. You know, we talk, you know, you're listening to all these fucking pods talking about, there's no fans and the concentration and the blah, blah, blah.
I couldn't be less interested in people's theories about that shit.
Yeah, like, okay, guys, like, we don't need to explain what's happening. Basically, the fact of the matter is we're 5 game weeks in, which is a small sample size, into a 38 game week season, which is a small sample size. So you just need to kind of look at the things and make a call. And, you know, when I see all of these teams looking like scoring goals most games, I don't want to be spending money on defense. Like we were talking, that was the other thing we were talking about, right, Alon, was that looking at these teams like fixture runs, there aren't a lot of teams in the league that you expect to clean against. Like normally there's a lot of those. There's like 6 to 8. And this season there's like 3.
Yeah, who are the negative kill the game teams this season?
Like you got Burnley, West Brom, Newcastle.
I don't even count West Brom.
West Brom?
Yeah. I mean, they
suck.
No, they suck.
I'm talking about clean sheet teams.
They suck, but they don't play like they don't.
Oh no,
I'm saying
for teams I'm saying teams that are teams you expect to clean sheet against.
Okay.
Like to make your
Burnley,
like to look
Sheffield
at your
United, West Brom, Fulham, Palace.
I don't think Fulham necessarily anymore.
You're obsessed
Palace,
with Fulham.
maybe. I'm very hard for Fulham.
I can't even entertain that they're not on this list, but it's around 5 teams, and it's usually 10 teams.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about 10, but yeah, there's usually more. And then, but what you were saying, what were you saying? About teams that play defensively,
I was talking about teams that set up defensively for cleans, which is usually a ton. There's usually all these English fucking dinosaur negative pieces of shit in the league who their entire paycheck is just keep us up. And that's usually the entire job. Yeah. And that is just no longer the case. It seems that like owners around the league want to be playing attacking football. Maybe they all just play FPL like the fucking Sheffield guy, and they're just like, I want options on my own team. Because that is just no longer acceptable. Like, I think we were talking about this on Discord. It's like Brighton firing Houghton for Potter after he saves them and keeps them up and like does a job.
I feel like you're personally attacking me after Palace just had 0 shot attempts. Can I just say that out loud?
I'm not.
I feel like you're attacking me.
I'm really not. I'm just upping the weed because 10 years ago there's no fucking chance in hell that ever happens. And
so it's acceptable in South London.
Why? Who's doing it?
Woy.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Did you watch?
Woy is one of the few guys. I watched the highlights. I obviously didn't go back and watch that game. Like, I watched the first half of Spurs because I missed it because that's, like, important fantasy thing. I see all the stats. I'm like, okay, Brighton 17 shots, Palace 0 shots, 0.0 XG. I'm like, I don't need to watch that one. But I watched the highlights. A lot of fighting. The dunk red card was good.
Yeah, dunk. Riedewald's fucking good, dude.
I don't know what Palace is. 0 shots. And like Bats. Tell me, how is Bats?
Bad. He didn't do anything.
Yeah, I guess.
He didn't do shit.
That one offsides finish was like an insane worldie.
Riedewald pass. Outside boot. I mean, this is not good FPL content, but
we don't need to talk about this. But basically,
okay, go on.
The 2 things that we just said are like, who are the teams you expect to clean sheet against, and who are the teams that are negative pieces of shit who just set up to clean, and the list seems smaller than it does in other seasons. So
it makes sense. It's Burnley and Palace. That's it.
I would say Sheffield United are in there. they set up
Yeah,
to clean,
maybe,
you know.
maybe, yeah.
And they play
okay.
3 DMs, basically, like all that
Okay.
shit. But basically,
I guess
that's it. And that's so
Wolves
few.
are a little bit like that
Yeah,
still,
Wolves.
even though
Wolves,
they look fucking messed up this year, dude. I don't know what they're doing.
Wolves?
Yeah.
Yeah, but today was also so Wolvesy. Like, today...
Yeah, but that was like old Wolves, and they're trying to be new Wolves, and it's confusing.
They're always going to revert back to what works, and that's old Wolves. And it was astonishing to me today how many people clearly don't watch football games because they're like, oh my god, Wolves look like shit and blah blah. And the whole time I was like, dude, this is Wolves. First half shut down, no attack whatsoever. Like, this is a typical Wolves game. Second half, take over, get the lead, sit back, shut it down, waste time, dark arts. Like,
tough, dude. That was a tough watch.
That's
man.
Wolves.
That was a tough watch.
Wolves.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, own goal, 100%. I was disappointed in our Discord.
No.
It's just like, oh, you don't know the rules.
Oh, it's your turn.
You don't know the rules.
The thing that was
long story short,
really
are there any
tilting about it?
Oh, go ahead.
Jim, like, if there was no deflection, that was not a shot. That was like a non-shot.
It was like
a pass to the
grandma
goalkeeper.
free throw, like underarm
disgusting.
grandma shot. Yeah, easiest save of life.
When the 1-0, Jim plus Bap goal comes in, which has happened so many times in the last 3 years. At least usually it's like a nice goal.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, okay,
or
like,
a pen. And it's like, fuck pen.
But when this happens, it's just like...
It feels really bad. It's like you really had to do that, let alone the defenders.
He was so bad the whole game. Again, it's just like, hey,
but
fucking does this all the time.
But dude, the Leeds defenders getting away with it.
Forget
like,
it.
They
forget about it. They just all dropped off. It's like, how much space are you going to let this guy dribble across the entire fucking perimeter of the box?
It's like if they don't win the ball
ridiculous.
with like their first challenge, like
they just run away.
They just don't know what to do. Like
they don't know. It's fucking insane.
ALON just like sticks out a leg. If he doesn't win the ball at that challenge, it's done.
He was on a card.
I know.
He was playing within himself.
The rest of the guys just slide around. Jim's just like, oh, dribble, turn, shoot. Yeah, sure, cool.
The fact that he even got a shot attempt off in that play was ridiculous.
But
Click, dude, he was really pissing me off today.
Who?
Click.
Yeah.
The Polish fuck. He just seemed like he was in the actual wrong place, doing the wrong thing the whole game. Don't know what he was supposed to be doing. He was so ineffectual. He was like chasing shadows the whole game. I don't know.
I'm glad neither of us jumped on an early Leeds FPL player. Like,
they're all bad players.
Like all the midfielders in Bamford.
Rafinha, I could maybe have time for at some point.
Kind of cool for 10 minutes. Yeah.
8 minutes. Okay. But no, I mean, they're actually bad players. There are some of the parts. Harrison today? Are you kidding me?
And it's also like, this is where I love stats for just being objective. It's like they scored 4 goals, but like the numbers are all really, really bad. And it's like, oh, 2 Helder Costa worldies, like that's not going to hold up. And then, it comes back down to earth. It's like they're like fun to watch and exciting and crazy, but they didn't look like scoring a goal like all day. Wolves were just so comfortable.
They need Pablo. Like they need someone in the middle of the park who can do something, because going down the flanks and crossing doesn't work in the Premier League.
Yeah, it's just bad.
You're not playing against, dog shit center backs anymore.
Yeah, we'll see. When Pablo comes back, maybe he'll do stuff, but I don't even know how we're talking about Leeds, but we didn't really answer any of the defender questions, but who are the defenders
what were the other questions about it?
It was just us picking guys that we like, basically. And are any premium defenders worth it? I mean, that to me is a really tricky question, because... So
I think Ake is going to be kind of a sneaky pick, because he's 5'5" and Mendy's out, and he's a good player. He could play in a couple spots.
I would probably go Diash ahead.
Well, if you have the extra 0.5, okay, but
no, they're the same. They're the same. They're both 5'5".
Is he really?
Yeah. That's why I kind of like him.
I think that for security of start for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, I think that's a really solid pick right there. I thought he was 6. Dude, that's nuts.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why he's 5'5".
So then, what the fuck are they putting Walker and Mendy
it makes
at
no
6?
sense.
Like, what's the
at
point
all.
of that?
Well, because Walker runs really fast in a straight line, so he must be really attacking.
Cool. Okay, yeah. So I think that Diash and Ake, they're going to keep cleans. I mean, that's a 5-5. Like, that's a good option, I think.
Yeah, they're going to get their total of cleans is going to be high. It always is. Even last year, Ederson had 16 cleans. That's insane.
Yeah.
But like, it still feels sort of lucky whenever they do clean because they just concede.
No, totally.
But yeah, no, I've been looking at Diaz for my like VVD downgrade. Maybe like he's just really good, right? I mean,
he's good. He's good. And then same with like Wolves. Semedo.
He didn't do any attacking
today. Yeah. He was just playing. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. But they're back to just parking. Maybe I don't know. In general, they're just like you said, right? They have 3 center backs every game, so they're going to be set up for clean sheets in general.
And like
so
3.5
you like that.
with Saiss at left wing back. So
yeah, well, that's whatever. But then looking at players like Reguilon and Chilwell, right? I mean, you feel lucky if you have a clean sheet from those players. Yeah. So you're really buying them for the attacking threat. Like, I don't know if that's just the right way to play FPL if you're spending 5-5 on a defender when the clean is like a lucky thing. And it should be like you look for the clean and then the attacking is a lucky thing because they're fucking fullbacks, right?
The only thing I would say with Chilwell is against Southampton, they had Kepa, which was like LOL Kepa to the max, and they didn't have Thiago Silva. So maybe they'll be better. They have to be better, basically. So I do still think Chilwell's okay. He's just in the final third. He's left wing.
Yeah. But, we talked about Liverpool a little bit. Yeah, City. I think, also
Everton?
we don't Everton, well, Pickford, I don't want any piece. I think Arsenal is interesting to me because they're another team that just don't attack, kind of.
Yeah.
They set up to clean. I mean, they do. I was talking.
They do. They're one of the teams.
Yeah, they're one of the teams.
Arteta. If Arteta's last name was fucking Williams, we'd all be talking about like this English guy playing super defensive football. But
like Gabriel or Bellerin, I mean, they're even 5 million.
Yeah, Bell at 5 is pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah, and their fixtures are turning. I mean, they're still not too good. I don't know how their fixtures seem to be just always bad, but yeah, I think Arsenal's a good spot also to go into.
Yeah, that's a sneaky one. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. What about PVA, Chucky ass?
No, I mean, he's sitting on the bench, like doesn't even get up to warm up. I think Mitchell played really well again. I don't know. I think PVA is like too much of a leader and like a locker room guy to he's not going to play for a 10-year-old. So I do feel like he's going to come back in, and I don't think even though Mitchell's playing really well, he's at 5 games. He had a couple of games last restart. You're never going to stunt a fullback's development who's 10 years old to just give him a few months out and just train and sit on the bench, like just take a break, dude. Like you've been doing good, like chill. So I just, I think if PVA comes in and suddenly is like on pens or something, okay, we could talk about that. But in the meantime, he's not fucking starting. I mean, what are we talking about here?
Okay.
He could be on pens though. He could be on pens over Wolf.
All right. That's good.
Possible.
I think we covered that.
Yeah.
Anything else, or should we just jump to questions?
I can't think of anything like huge that I was.
Yeah, I mean, we're like an hour in. We've talked a lot already.
Well, Fulham are good, but otherwise.
Oh my god! All right, let's go to questions. Straight up, Stewie and Mahesh. Is it time for Kuhn? So,
Kuhn was really bad.
He just wasn't playing. We called him. He's this weekend at Bernie's.
He was a decoy.
Yeah, he was an actual decoy.
He was a decoy. No, he needs time. He needs time.
Yeah, we need to just see something from him.
Yeah, and they play midweek, and next week we'll see. Getting him early, you're never going to be too upset about that because we know what the player is, and we're seeing Jesus out for many months. Whatever bald fraud meant by that, we'll find out. But, you have a 10-4, the only fit striker on the team. He's going to obviously be getting a lot of points at some point in the near future. Yeah. So
I just went,
definitely someone to think
went
about.
for Kane, and obviously I thought about Kuhn.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous. Just get Kane for now and wait for Kuhn to do something and then think about it, It's like...
The form Kane's in, it's not even really think about it. It's just get Kane in, and then if you want Kuhn, figure out where else to go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I can't believe... I actually can't believe Kane, dude.
I mean...
I can't believe it.
There's so many theories, right? And I can't
believe it.
It's so uninteresting. But the only one that I feel like is objective and factual and makes sense to me is he had 4 months off. That's it.
The COVID.
Yeah, he literally healed.
COVID?
Nature is healing.
He
Honestly,
went to China and
the amount of mouth breathing that he does, he certainly spreads it. He's definitely a super spreader, as they say.
7 assists in 400 minutes, dude. It's what the fuck? He had 2 all last year.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is ridiculous.
He has 7 assists on 3.2 XA too, which is kind of funny. It's just everything has gone in for the whole team. Confidence. Go be fucking bastards for 90 minutes. Pix is looking for answers in the forward line. He said, right now we have DCL nailed on, then we have Kane, Timo, Kuhn, and on the budget side we have Brewster, Ollie, Antonio, only 3 spots, looking for some direction. Yeah, what's your favorite front line right now? I mean, outside of DCL, which I guess everyone just has them now.
I mean, I like mine. Honestly.
DCL and Brewster?
Yeah.
And Keane and Davis?
Yeah.
You're not tempted by any of the premium guys?
No, I mean, why would I be? Look at my midfield. What am I missing? I still have Son over there. Is looking every single one of my midfielders is a fucking banger.
I guess it goes hand in hand with what we were just talking about, where it's where can you put the additional funds, and is it even worth it to put the additional funds in defense?
And that's the thing, is the answer is no and no, because what am I going to get? A fucking Trossard? Great. He doesn't... No,
I'm talking about... No, but I'm not talking about Trossard. I'm talking about you're getting
I'm talking about
Semedo instead of 245s.
Yeah, and I think no. I think the answer is still no there. Because
I don't know. I think
because if I'm doing something like putting Kane instead of Mane and I'm freeing up 1.5...
Yeah.
I mean, then I am I don't think that's as good. I don't know.
I just don't
think it's as good.
I think it's close. I think it's close.
I think it could be close, but I don't like it.
I think it could be close, but it might be good, but it might be bad.
I like
Regardless, it's for sure close. So it's kind of whether it's up to the people, whether they back the 4-5 defenders to keep pace with the 5-5s and up. That's really all it comes down to.
Yeah, which I think is definitely
the exchange.
Yeah, which I definitely think is at this point a yes.
Oh, at this point it's not even close. Yeah, first 5 game weeks of the season, 4-5's definitely winning that battle. Yeah. We'll see for the next 20 game weeks.
Well, it's still the thing though. Still with Spurs, is that they just don't create a lot of chances. That's the thing that is still nagging at me, even though we have 5 games in and they have all the points.
I agree, but also I think game state is underrated, right?
Yeah.
They scored their first 3 shots against
in
West Ham.
5 seconds, and then they sit.
Who knows what the rest of the first half looks like if it's 0-0 or down 1-0. We just don't know yet, because every shot they've taken has been a goal this season. But it might not be as bad. But yeah, I mean, certainly they don't seem like they are going for 5-0s like City teams of old. They're sitting on their leads for sure. I mean, they dropped points because of it too against Newcastle and West Ham. So Son's 930 is a good pick. Yeah, definitely.
Kane's a good pick. They're both good picks. I guess it's just it's both, or what are you doing? I don't know.
Yeah. Bug said, "Who's the cheapest mid that you'd be comfortable starting every week?"
Suchek.
All right, you're comfortable starting him every week?
No, for sure.
He's really good.
Yeah, he's great. Him or, Lookman's 5, I guess. 5, so it's him or Lookman.
I'm not comfortable starting Lookman every week.
I'm extremely comfortable starting Lookman
know
every
you
week.
are.
Yeah. He's an incredible player. He's a great player.
I like him. I'm definitely not comfortable starting him every week.
He's fucking $5 million, dude.
Yeah,
this is the same thing with Brewster. It's like, yeah, but all he does is attack. He could have had 2 or 3 returns. Like he had set up. When you have the player that's this cheap, as long as they're just doing the things that eye test wise look fine, then you just throw them out because all you need them to do is just little tiny blip, like little blip.
That's only in your team structure. The cheapest guy in my lineup is DCL and Foden. And they're not close.
No, but that's the thing is like the cheapest guy is assuming that you're not leaving money in the bank, right? That you're putting it in the other spots. So as long as you're doing that, then like, yeah, I'm happy with having a 5 million guy as long as you have this premium, right? Like that's the thing.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't think I'm going to be happy with the spot with either of those guys.
Yeah, I would be fine with the spot as long as you're happy with the premiums and you have the money distribution good and you don't have like that with other mid-price guys, and I think you're going to be good with that.
It's like a strategy difference, I guess. Where
it is, yeah.
Yeah, going into the season, I want to be using my transfers on the premiums, and you were more, I want to just get the best guys and use transfers elsewhere, right? So it's like
red arrows.
For me, I'm like, my cheapest guys are more glue, nailed, better teams, better track record guys. But for you, it's like Brewster and shit. It makes sense. I think both strategies are fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's the same thing. I mean, we talked about this last year. Is that like, I don't feel confident in myself with the premiums about switching around based on the fixtures because I think
for caps and stuff. Yeah,
and I just think that the margins are so slim and that I like we see these games with like on paper bad fixture like City home Arsenal. So theoretically, what we should be like getting rid of Raz, and then he just scores 1 goal, 11 points. Like, okay, funny. Then who's next? Oh, West Ham. Like those are the things that happen, right? And I don't want to be doing that. I like the premiums. I know they're known commodities more to me, so I like just like leaving them more.
But if you were actually getting rid of Raz this week, you would have gotten Son had the best fixture for cap or Bruno. And you would have capped them, and
Raz. Why did I get rid of Raz?
You were using Raz as an example because you had Arsenal this week, right? So that would be the type of guy you'd get rid of with my strategy. But the guys you would have gotten in would have been like Son or Bruno probably because they had the best fixtures,
and they got the same points.
I know, but I wouldn't have captained Raz, and I would have captained those guys.
Yeah.
That's why.
Okay,
but. Ember said we saw a couple big names in action for the first time this week. Bale and Ziyech are either better than a wait and see. No.
Well,
I'm waiting and seeing. Ziyech has Champions League to maybe be like, oh, he's good to go.
Well, he also hasn't not played for 4 years. So
like Bale, yeah. I mean, he came on and created stuff already.
Yeah, he was playing and megging people and doing the things that he normally does. But yeah, and then play United, which actually that's a really good fixture.
That's a great fixture.
7-9. I don't know. It's also difficult now that we see
7-9.
Yeah, well, he went down 0.1.
Jesus,
but it's also
not
difficult.
A wait and see. He's so good.
Yeah, but Pulisic's only 0.4 more now.
Yeah.
So I mean that when it started.
Well, I
guess it was only 0.5 before. It's
the difference with Ziyech and Pooley though is if Ziyech plays out of position on the wrong side of the pitch, he's still going to get assists.
Yeah.
If Pulisic plays on the wrong side, he's literally
the worst thing ever.
A progressive runner.
Well, Ziyech came on and played his position, and Pulisic switched over. So hopefully, fucking fat fuck Franklin doesn't do some dumb shit again like he has every fucking game this year. Absolute moron. He's so bad.
Insane. And then last question is Wolfgang. He said, have your thoughts changed on Timo since last pod? Has he turned the corner to become the player we expected at the start of the season, or is it a well-placed trap? I mean, of course it's changed since last pod, right? He scored 2 goals and got an assist and played centrally.
I mean, the obvious difference is he played his position.
Yeah, and he played central striker, yep.
So, Tammy's going to start next week and Werner's going to look fucking shit. That's obvious. Obvious.
I would rage so
that's
hard.
Actually obvious.
I would rage so hard. Yeah. I mean, the thing that I wrote in Lambs on my captaincy and all that shit, and I think we even talked about it on Friday Night Live, is just once all the superstars are on the pitch, which had all except one this week, they're just too good for some teams. And that's just all it is. Even Frank, they're just going to Harlem Globetrotter their way around teams and just...
To get a point.
But they're going to score fantasy points. That's all I care about. To get a point.
Yeah.
It's same with Spurs, right? It's just, all I care about is the front half.
To get a point.
Yeah, I mean,
I just... Point.
Go for the point.
You go for the point.
But, yeah. I mean, I don't think it's a trap. I think he's just always been really good. And was never bad. And everyone who's in my fucking Twitter DMs being like, he's shit, mate, get rid of him, can suck my fucking dick. So that's what I think.
It's so lucky that he didn't play Tammy, though. Because there's no there's no indication that was going to happen. They won 4-0 the last game.
There is an indication because Pulisic is fit and just too good to drop. And he never drops Mount. So there's just not a spot.
So Tammy's the spot.
There just isn't a spot.
But Mount literally didn't play the game before.
Mount.
He didn't play
Mount must have put the naughty hat on Frank and said never again.
Okay.
Said, I can't believe I wasn't part of the 4-0. I'm really mad at you. Frank was just distraught all week.
All right.
Anything else, or go to our teams?
We have more our team section.
Well, it's just let's do it. Just like our transfers and shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what you're doing? You're saving?
I'm definitely saving.
Classic post wildcard save.
Yeah, my team's in good shape. I'm gonna just captain Mo and not think too much about it.
Mo is the obvious cap this week.
Yeah.
Or Mane. I already did Wood to Kane because I had a lot of money
to do that. Okay.
I straight up did
but you
it.
Still have one free.
I still have a free, and I still have money in the bank.
You have to do something by Van Dijk, so...
Yeah, so my next move, I think, is going to be Van Dijk and Raz for Captain Mo and a defender.
Take a hit.
Yeah. For a cap, just like I planned.
Okay.
You know, that's basically it.
How much is the defender spot there? I mean, you could start Mitchell, actually.
6'2".
Oh, wow, that's a lot, dude.
Yeah, it's basically anyone. I'm 0.3 short of just being able to do Raz to Mo.
0.3?
I could, I guess, just do Raz to Mane and then like start Mitchell or something. But
no,
I'd rather get Mo.
You don't want to hold your breath every. I mean, you know what it's like watching Liverpool without Mo. It's not fun.
It's insane. Yeah. And he's. I think Kaylee's tweet was like, Salah's really on some messy shit this season, and it's just like every game he's looked so good every game. It's fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I can basically get any defender in the fucking game except Robbo. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna go Chilwell, Semedo, Bellerin, a 4-5, Konsa.
You need to figure out, what you're in the future planning.
The next move. I think that is. I think I'm looking at like the Foden spot for maybe potential next spot. Yeah.
So that's the thing with your team when I look at it. That is the weak point to me. Is like, other than Raz. I mean, so you'll get. Wait, you're getting Moen for who? For Foden? For Raz. Yeah. I mean, because like Foden and Grealish and James are still like kind of lightweight to me.
I think they're great.
Yeah. Okay.
I
don't know. I'm worried about that.
I think I have 3 legit premium attackers in Mo, Kane, and Werner. And I have 4, including DCL, really solid, just like set and forget almost. But Foden out of all of those is definitely the most concerning. Yeah. And I can set myself up with what defender I get to make a move there. So
that's what I would do, I think.
I think that's how I'll handle it. And it might be like Pooley or Ziyech or something, because they're just they're the cheap guys who return points like premium guys.
But at the same time with Foden, I mean, he's started every game.
He started every game. I know. That's why I'm like, eyes emoji Foden.
That's the thing that's so fucking frustrating about him this week too, right? Like and even going back to last season, he has these big chances that he just shoots right at the keeper.
Yeah.
Or just fucks up.
Yeah.
Like he just doesn't have that like composure yet. Because he's a little baby, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. Like it's
City are almost like a whole nother pod on City because they sat on that 1-0 lead. Yeah, not they City teams have passed.
Well, they didn't. I mean, it was really straightforward for them, though.
I know, but I'm just saying they didn't create anything after that. They were very comfortable being like, okay, 1-0. We're not going to send everyone forward and attack like fucking mad anymore.
I wonder what Everton will look like without Rich.
Yeah, that is really interesting. I wonder if he plays like a Wobie to do a similar job, or another forward, or changes something. Don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, but you're in good shape. You're in good shape.
Yeah, I think I'm okay, and I think it's a good. So I did the Kane move today before we bought it because of prices and stuff, and I was just like, I just want to get him. I know I just want to get him. And I think, I'm in pretty good shape. I think I have most of the good teams. I have guys from most of the good teams, and I'm chilling. So
getting rid of Raz is going to be. I don't like that.
Yeah, it's controversial. It's certainly controversial.
I just don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, I could entertain an 8, a -8, and not do it.
I don't think it's get rid of like Trent also or something.
Yeah, something like that.
That's aggressive.
It's just too much, I think. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to back with what's been okay for me so far this season, which is like that's where I'm using my transfers and stuff. And the fact is, I'm not going to cap Raz for the next 4 game weeks. No chance. With the other pictures. Yeah, I mean, this part of it is the City team don't really look like blowing the doors down, and then there's better fixtures on different teams. So
okay.
That's that. But, I think that's basically it for me.
Okay.
Let me slap asses. We got Mike Hughes, Jimmy Clark, SK Warren, Paul, Stefan Skard, Fred Barker, Jamie Berlin, Nicholas Bolton, and Georgie Stomanov. Slip that ass get in there. Any last words, brother?
See you on Friday in My Life.
Check us out at FMLFPL.com. Follow us on Twitter at FMLFPL. Support us, Patreon.com/FMLFPL. Subscribe, rate, review.